We heard a lot about the state's flavor, its culture, its academic ecosystem, the innovation culture, and how industry partnerships flourish. Now, everybody is going to hear from you about uh, the universities and the program overview. So, over to you, Priya.
I could see today EduS has picked up the top institutions of Indiana. Each university is well known and highly ranked for certain programs. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah. So Indiana University, we are in the capital city of state of Indiana, Indianapolis, and we are first largest medical school of US. We were first to start philanthropy program in the entire world. We were first to start information technology program in the entire America. We are the only school of dentistry in the entire state of Indiana and the only school to offer forensic science accredited program. We are among top 10 business school. Our Kelly School of Business ranks 9 for business out of 4,800 American university. And we are first into biomedical innovation as Indiana being the healthcare capital city for the entire nation. Of course, supporting the entire state into the health and biotech sector, we play a leading role. We do have 250 plus major programs around spread across 16 colleges, right from business to law school. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah, we are among top 50 R1 Research University and we are among top 50 emerging engineering college. We have some of the unique STEM courses and the best part about it is we accept students from non-STEM background. For example, human-computer interaction kind of course, we accept students from commerce and arts background too. So this is your opportunity to come into a STEM program from a non-STEM background. For our masters into IO Industrial Organizational Psychology, we accept students from non-STEM background. For a program like Applied Data Sciences too, we accept students from non-STEM background. So that's the plus point of studying certain courses from non-STEM to STEM. We have certain courses like biology and forensic sciences, which also works as a pre-med program. So if you want to be a physician or a doctor, you can do this and then you can prepare yourself for the preparatory exam and then you can be admitted for the medical school. So there are certain unique courses which we offer. Our HCI program and Masters in Health Informatics program is among top 10 in the entire US. So this are some features about our program. We give GRE optional, so that's not compulsory. And we accept 15 years of bachelor's degree. We don't need credential evaluation like WES or ECE. So if you have a 15 years of qualification, have 7 CGPA on a scale of 10, and if you have English tests like IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, you're most welcome to apply for our intakes, which are in fall and spring. That's it from my end.
Over to you, John.
Thank you. Thank you. Srishti, I just wanted to check and make sure that chat is actually enabled because it says disabled for me and I don't see any questions coming up. So I'm not sure if I'm on a different one.
No, actually, I'm receiving the questions, so I can see the questions.
Perfect. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't having a technical issue, that people could actually ask questions. Thanks. Great. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Priya. Let me bring it home to my institution, Purdue University. Established in 1869, Purdue is Indiana's one of two of Indiana's land-grant institutions. And that means that our mission was, from day one, to serve the state and the public through teaching, research, and extension. Today, we have more than 50,000 students across our campuses, hailing from more than 100 countries, with one of the largest international communities in a university in the United States. There's a number of strengths listed here, and I'll hit them lightly. We're the top 3 globally in food systems, ag tech, plant sciences, AI. Our aerospace engineering program is one of the top 2 in the country. Very well known, well regarded, particularly in engineering, sciences, and the STEM. We have the largest Indian student population, which is just over 3,000 Indian students, of any public U.S. university. And that includes dozens of Indian student organizations, as well as scholars in the summer and PhD sharing of postgrads and postdocs, all that. It's quite a place. And this is pretty important for families thinking about cost. Purdue has held tuition flat for 13 consecutive years, soon to be 14 this fall. We firmly believe that affordability and excellence go together. On the academic side, our strengths are deep and globally recognized. Engineering at Purdue is consistently ranked top 5 in the US: aerospace, mechanical, electrical, computer science, biomedical. Agriculture is top 3 in the world. Our AI and semiconductor research and investment are cutting edge and create leaders in the industry. Pharmacy and life sciences are another strength, and we are top 10 nationally. And the Mitch Daniels School of Business and our Polytechnic Institute round out a portfolio that's both technical and human, and gets you graduated with skills that you can take into industry. One of our mottos is industry ready day one upon graduation. If you can dream it in STEM or applied sciences, you can do it at Purdue. Can you go to the next slide? I think I missed that. None of that was on there. One more slide. Yeah, there. No, go back one, please. Thanks. I'll let people read for a second since I was talking about a slide that people couldn't see. All right, next slide, please. Finally, and of course, most practically, how do you actually get to Purdue University? For undergraduate students, you apply through the Common App or Coalition. Our early application deadline is the 1st of November. Regular decision is January 15th. We accept TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo English test, and our review is holistic. No single test score determines your eligibility because we take the time to look at your academics, your activities, your story, and your potential. For master's students, you apply through the Purdue Graduate School portal. Deadlines vary by program, but typically fall between December and early February. The GRE exam is often optional, but you would need to check with your specific program. For PhD applicants, fully funded research assistantships are actually the norm. You apply to a specific lab and an advisor whose research excites you. Spending time on our faculty pages and reaching out directly is the single best thing you can do if you're looking to do an advanced PhD study. Across all these paths, we offer merit scholarships, need-based aid, graduate assistantships, and deeply staffed international student services teams. Our admissions team, purdue.edu/admissions, is very responsive and would be happy to talk through any questions or special circumstances you may have, including the many, many questions you probably have about visas. Thank you so much for your time, and to Srishti and the Education USA team, thank you for shining a light on our state, and boiler up. We hope to see you here on the Purdue campus very soon. With that, I'll turn it over to Dheeraj.
Thanks, John. If we can move to the first slide, please, for one more.
No.
Thank you. So, earlier I spoke about, and you heard from all three of us, about the broader education experience for Indiana. I'm now going to introduce Notre Dame, but before I do that, I'm going to step back because I want you to understand Indiana's higher education system and why is it so distinctive. So, most people realize that Indiana is not amongst the largest US states by population, but still it's a home to an extraordinary concentration of outstanding colleges and universities. Just a few of them, 3 of us are here on this call, but there's several more. From globally recognized public research universities such as Purdue and Indiana University to renowned private institutions like Notre Dame and Butler, they're also very specialized universities, and you heard about them from, I think, John and Priya both, such as the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. There's a strong statewide community college system, which is led by Ivy Tech, I believe the largest community college system in the US. Students have really an exceptional and a wide, varied range of educational pathways. And for an Indian audience, I often draw a comparison for this. Just like in India, we have these equally outstanding models of higher education, from an IIT and an IIM to institutions like Ashoka or St. Xavier's or leading liberal arts colleges. Indiana also offers a diverse range of institutions. Each has its own strengths, its own culture, and its own educational philosophy. There is not one single pathway to success. I think students can choose the environment that best aligns with their aspirations, interests, and learning style. Whether your interest lies in engineering, business, health sciences, liberal arts, public policy, architecture, or the humanities, you can stay on the first slide, please. You'll find institutions across Indiana that combine academic excellence with close connections to industry, to cutting edge research, to entrepreneurship, or to community engagement. Now, keep that in mind as we really talk about Notre Dame now. Just a few numbers that tell Notre Dame's story. You can see them on the screen, but I'll talk through a few of them. Notre Dame is home to about 9,000 undergraduate students and a little over 4,000 graduate and professional students. We have about 1,500 plus instructional faculty. Almost each and every one of them do a considerable amount of research. And this creates a university that's large enough to offer the breadth and the resources of a leading research institution, while still remaining small enough to foster a meaningful relationship between students and faculty. Since 2023, we've established 80 new global partnerships, talking about why we're a deeply global university. These are with the top educational institutions across the world, including India. Our faculty conduct field research in over 73 countries. Our newest undergraduate class is represented from over 82 nations. And this is data from last year. This year, I believe the numbers are even higher. That global outlook is reflected not only in who studies at the university, but also how we teach, how we collaborate, and how we conduct research around the world. Here in India, where I've had the privilege of leading Notre Dame's engagement for the past decade, we've built partnerships with universities, research institutions, schools, industries, public sector organizations. We bring almost 100 students from Notre Dame to India every year to experience the diverse culture, business, and everything that India has to offer. And these collaborations really enrich both our own university and our own students as well, while creating these opportunities for learning and discovery that go well beyond our own campus. Another aspect of Notre Dame that deserves special mention is our commitment to access. We are one of only 10 universities in the United States that is need blind for all applicants, which means we meet 100% of all demonstrated financial need. For talented students from across the world, including India, this commitment opens doors that might otherwise seem beyond reach. Just as importantly, our students become part of a residential community where learning extends beyond the classroom. Living, learning, serving, and growing alongside your classmates from around the world creates friendships and perspectives that last a lifetime. Can we go to the next slide, please? Academically, Notre Dame is one of the nation's leading research universities and a proud member of the Association of American Universities. Students can choose from more than 75 undergraduate majors across 7 colleges and schools, while benefiting from opportunities that define the Notre Dame experience: a close interaction with faculty, undergraduate research, entrepreneurship, global study, service learning, interdisciplinary collaboration, and really building yourself as an all-rounder, whether it's on the academic space or on the sports field. But I believe what truly distinguishes both Notre Dame and I think more broadly Indiana and Indiana's higher education landscape is the emphasis on educating the whole person. Universities in Indiana seek not only to prepare graduates for successful careers, but I think also develop thoughtful citizens, ethical leaders, lifelong learners, and individuals who are committed to contributing positively to their communities and to society. And as you continue to explore universities in the US, I encourage you to look beyond rankings and ask yourself a broader question. Which institution and which educational environment will help you become the person you aspire to be? For every student, this answer will be different. Some may thrive at a large public research university. Others may prefer a smaller private institution or a specialized engineering college. The most important thing is finding the environment where you will be challenged, supported, and inspired to reach your full potential. I believe Indiana offers excellent answers to this question. Whether you ultimately choose Notre Dame, Purdue, Indiana University, Butler, Rose-Hulman, Ball State, Ivy Tech, or any other institution within the state, you will be joining a higher education ecosystem that is innovative, that's collaborative, globally connected, and deeply committed to student success. I'm going to take this opportunity as I'm the last to speak to thank, on behalf of all our 3 universities, thank each of you for coming in today. On behalf of the state of Indiana, thank you for joining us this evening. And I really hope this session has given you an understanding not only for our individual institutions, but also what makes the state of Indiana such an outstanding destination for higher education. We would honestly, any of us would be delighted to welcome as many of you to Indiana in the years ahead. So thank you and go Irish.
Well, thanks, Dheeraj. That was really amazing. And with that, we're ready to take some questions before we finally say our thank yous. So, John, the first question is for you. Someone has asked that Purdue's aeronautics department has faculty working on multi-agent UAV systems and autonomous aerial control. Are there specific fellowship or funding mechanism at Purdue for Indian PhD students in engineering beyond standard RA or TA positions?
Thank you for the question. That's maybe a little bit outside of my personal realm of expertise, but I believe generally with a PhD, it's not just RA and TA, but would be often the PhD is funded through research grant itself. And so you will be doing your particular research as you're taking your courses and defining and creating your own dissertation. I am happy to try to connect people to the actual college. Highly recommend you look at our website and try to see if there is more information available specific to this question, because the different funding mechanisms tend to vary from college to college, and a college is a different component of our university. So I think that's an excellent question, and there are a variety of ways to fund graduate, postgrad education here.
Thanks. The person has also asked, what's the most common reason strong Indian engineering applicants get rejected at Purdue? Is it GPA, research fit, or something else?
I'm sorry, I honestly don't know. I'm not in admissions. I think most likely it is just that there is a pretty intense competition. So I think if I were giving advice, and it is worth what you paid for it, I would say really make yourself stand out in how you write about yourself and how you write about what you want out of life, how you write about what you're looking for in university and why Purdue is the best fit for you. You'll be competing with people with similar marks and similar test scores from similar parts of the country. The best way to stand out is to tell your story and to tell it well. I think that our holistic review process really tries to do the best to tease out who's going to have an impact on the world. We are looking for people who don't just want to, I want to be an engineer so that I can make a lot of money, which is totally fine. The people do that. But I want to be an engineer so that I can invent something that cures cancer, or so that I can go to Mars and retire. Has a little bit more of a compelling, it's a compelling story. So really think about what you want out of life and how Purdue, an education at Purdue will get you there. And I think that will help set you apart.
Thanks, John. You answered it really well. The next question is for Dheeraj. Does Notre Dame have robotics or autonomous system PhD programs? And if so, what are the funding approach for international students?
So I'm going to take that as kind of two different questions, maybe. The first is about a PhD. So Notre Dame pretty much has any PhD at Notre Dame at this point in time is fully funded, which means you pay no tuition, and you normally do get a living stipend that helps cover quite a bit of your living and your personal and family's living expenses. In terms of the PhD program within robotics, Notre Dame does have a strong robotics program internally in the undergraduate and graduate level. We do have a relatively small robotics PhD program. So most PhDs within engineering at any of our universities would be faculty-led research PhDs, which would mean In any lab, there would be maybe 2, 3, or 4 of them. Places like Notre Dame, which have maybe 1,500 faculty, that's why you see around 4,000 graduate students. You do have a limited number of seats within the robotics program, but yes, that's the short answer. I can maybe give you a link if that helps as well.
Thank you, Dheeraj. The next question any of you can take. So what makes the research ecosystem in Indiana unique compared with other parts of United States?
I'm happy to jump in. I suppose we're all looking at each other like, who wants it? I think this speaks to the part of the presentation that I was that I was able to give earlier. The It really is a combination of a variety of factors: economic, social, governance, and corporate. It's geographic even. We're smack in the middle of the country and have borders with many other states that have great manufacturing, great research, good governance, positive environment for business and innovation and research. And Indiana, particularly over the last decade or two, has really focused in on how do we enable entrepreneurship? How do we enable innovation and research? How do we build these hubs of expertise? And so you see these oftentimes it's a very organic thing. It's not forced, like the government says, okay, this is going to be the place where all of our universities are going to be in one spot, or all of our research is going to be in one spot. It's a little bit more organic, where you have graduates coming out of Notre Dame and Indiana and Purdue, and they start working at the same Eli Lilly firm in Indianapolis, and they start talking and they say, oh, well, let's do this thing. And then they spin off another company or they spin off another product. And you get these hubs of innovation in healthcare, in engineering, in aerospace. We have startups here at Purdue that are actively producing rocket fuel in a novel way, just in a regular commercial building downtown, because they're close to the innovation, they're close to the research. So having these research hubs and the innovation, plus the industry, plus the government supporting them, not necessarily financially, but in an enabling environment of policy, it really has provided that foundation upon which people can do their work and do the things they're passionate about and build companies and invent and innovate new solutions to problems.
I'm going to just give you two numbers that may help think this through as well. And this is something that I think John and me spoke about back in April as well. 60% of STEM graduates in the US come across from 3 states in the center of the US, and Indiana is one of those 3 states. So there's a large concentration of sciences, engineering, the STEM fields within the state of Indiana and its 2 neighboring states. The total number of the research ecosystem in Indiana is $1 billion plus enterprise. So there is a whole host of really strong research facilities, research programs. Purdue, Notre Dame, IU are just some examples. There are several more. And the existence of these world-class leaders. So Eli Lilly, for example, Cummins is another good example, historically have always been supporting in-state research as well, as much as they do in the rest of the US. So overall, this collaborative system, the triple helix that John spoke about, really exists in the state, and the state does work. The government, the industry, and academia do really work extremely well together. They've come up with some really amazing mechanisms that help strengthen each other, and that in itself makes the state very unique.
Thank you, John and Dheeraj. This question is a fun one. Could each panelist describe Indiana in one word and highlight one key part about Indiana? Priya, would you like to go first on this one?
One thing about Indiana, as I said in the beginning, lovely and empathetic people. You will not find this kind of people across any state of US. And mind my words, from New York to California, you just go across, you will understand what I'm saying. Lovely people and empathetic people.
John, would you like to go next?
Sure. I'm going to cheat a little. It's going to be one word, but with hyphens between it. And Indiana is probably best described as not what you expect. Um, you get the Midwest, and you will hear people joke about Indiana and say, "Oh, it's just cornfields and rednecks," or "It's just there's nothing there. It's the middle of the country. It's flat." These things are vaguely true. It's a bit more of a conservative state. It has a lot of agriculture. I think 70% of the state is covered in cornfields. But it's not what you'd expect. It is very international. It is vibrant, and as Priya said, it is welcoming. It is there is more landscape than just flat cornfields. There are amazing state parks and national parks here that are beautiful and amazing to travel to. The cost and quality of life is superb. I've lived in many places in the United States and throughout the world, and Indiana's been very good to me. It's just a pleasant and lovely place to live, and it is not what you expect if you watched American movies or TV that happen in Indiana, which I think Stranger Things is set in Indiana, and it's not quite that exciting. It's it really is the state is unexpectedly lovely, and a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Neeraj?
I'm going to cheat and use a word that was used in this presentation, crossroads. Honestly, Indiana is not just a crossroads for the US, but I think a crossroads for the US with the rest of the world as well. We just spoke about academics, we just spoke about industry, we just spoke about government and policy. I think overall the state, while it seems to be, very often the Midwest is called the flyover states of the US. I think that's a misnomer in a sense. The amount that happens in the state of Indiana is just phenomenal. Whether it is research, whether it is production and manufacturing. I remember being a student at Notre Dame and actually getting to see the Hummer factory, that was headquartered in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is kind of the space where everything comes together and comes together beautifully is kind of what I would leave that crossroads word as.
Thank you. And with that, we'll take the last question for the day. It is, which emerging fields do you believe will shape the next decade, and how are your universities preparing for them?
So everything right now, any course, it's a combination of AI. If you see healthcare in AI, or like AI into engineering, whatever you say. So like it's shaping very well. And if you see in Indiana, like there is a CSR funding for every industries in India. In the same way, if you see the industries in Indiana, they are highly contributing to the institutions in Indiana for research. And so the advanced research and advanced research labs have been developed, and it's shaping very well because students, it's like 50-50% hands-on practical training. So whatever they learn in the classroom, they are implementing that into an industry and coming back with the feedback. So it's shaping very well across all these sectors, and doesn't matter whatever it is, every university is adapting what's there right now, which is beyond your offices, or everything is going to get more like out of the office. You don't have to be present in person for anything.
Okay, great. Thanks, Priya. And with that, we come to the close of this session.
You're muted.
Okay, thank you. Also, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. With that, we come to a close. And thank you, my heartfelt thank you to Dheeraj, Priya, John for participating and being on the panel and sharing your experience, expertise, and insights about Indiana. I'm sure that the audience is going to know a little bit more about Hoosier State and is a little bit better informed. And whosoever were at the crossroads of making the decisions would have finally found a direction to head into. So thank you all. It was lovely having you on the panel. Thank you again for sharing your wonderful insights. And thank you to the lovely audience for joining in today. So
Thanks,
until
Rishi.
next
Thanks,
time.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.